Well, afternoon guys. I'm just doing a little video. I get asked quite a lot by people about what trees do I look for certain mushrooms and what do trees look like, because believe it or not, we don't all know what all the trees are. I certainly don't. I know the common ones, like this one here is a nice copper beech. So you can see the sun shining through there. So we've got that lovely red copper colour leaf. It's a real nice tree, as all beeches are. They're usually low briars, and you can usually stand underneath in the shade. They give a lot of shade out, the copper, well, all beeches. But so this is a copper beech, and beech tree, as you probably guessed by looking at some of my videos, is one of my favourite trees for mushrooms. I find so many mushrooms around beech trees, and also not always edibles. I find all those lovely saddles. Most of those saddles I find, the white saddles, the elfin saddles, a lot of those are around beech trees. I also find lots of fly agarics, panther caps. You've seen in different videos how I found a lot of the bolete family around beech trees. And remember, the beech tree is that tree with a nice smooth bark. Here you go, look. You can see how smooth that bark is on the beech tree. These are not very old. Some of those big beech trees that I go under at Thetford Forest must probably be a couple of 100 years old. So the first one to get to learn then is the beech tree. You want to try and learn the shape of the leaf. There you go. It's got that little shiny tinge to it. So you can see a bit better on there. Look, that one's a bit more shiny. But wherever there's beech trees, especially old beech trees, it's well worth a look for edibles. I promise you. You'll find something. You might not find something every year, but there will be different ones come up. So the first one on the list for me is the beech tree. The most successful for me for finding especially edible mushrooms, but a lot of different sorts of fungi under beech trees. So let's carry on and see what other trees we've got. Now here we've got one of the top 3 on my list, which is the common beech, or some people call it a weeping beech. I'll hold this still because it's a little bit breezy here, so you can see the leaves the same as that copper beech, but they'll stay green. They don't turn that nice copper dark red colour. But lots and lots found under beech trees, as I said. So keep your eye out for the beech trees. Again, this is quite an old tree, but it's got that lovely smooth bark compared with the oak and other trees. There you go, you can see it's quite smooth. Got those lines that are run across it or around it, as you can see. So nice smooth trunk to look for. And always if you are in a beech wood, you'll find some sort of fungi, usually some nice edible fungus or mushrooms. So there we go, one of the top 3 on my list, the common beech with those lovely green leaves. So let's move on. We just look at all these beautiful great big beech trees here at Wild Ken Hill. Aren't they lovely? Massive beech trees. And a carpet of beech nut husks. Look at those great big old roots. Lovely, lovely old beech trees. There we go. The size of these. The roots on that. And there's two down the end. There's two down the end here that are even bigger. There you go. Look at the size of that. That's what you call an ancient beech. Wow. Look at the size of that fella. Massive beech tree. I wouldn't want to fall from the top of that. Aren't they amazing? There you go, look. Wonderful, wonderful row of ancient beech. Hundreds of years old. Here we've got a pine tree. I think its correct name is a pitch pine. I'm not sure. A hard pine, depending what country you come from. But as you can see, it's a very, very tall tree growing through this beech and going straight up, look. Oh, it must be easily 70, 80 foot off the ground. Lots of mushrooms we find in pine forests or woods that have got pine in these. I think these were all planted for cutting and harvesting and using in furniture making and things like that, soft pine. But this one's known as a hard pine, so it's probably for more in the construction industry, I should imagine. There's another one there, look. Another one next to it, and you can see that one over there. If you can see that one to the right there, where my finger is, you can see how high up they go compared with these beech trees. Look, they're far, far higher than the beech trees are. And they're the pine trees. And in the pine forest we find lots of edibles, depending on the soil. You can find chanterelles. We find lots of the bolete family, the penny buns, bay boletes, lots of different boletes in pine forests. Hedgehog fungus can be found in pine forests. You can also find things like the fly agaric. Also, I'm trying to think of other ones that I've found. Obviously the stinkhorn. So I'm quite near where the stinkhorns, where we found stinkhorns before. And they were near pine, part of the pine forest. So there you go, that's another one, the pine tree. That's a good one to know. Now here we've got a tree that a lot of people will already know. This is the sweet chestnut tree. This is the tree that produces those chestnuts that you roast on a fire at Christmas. There's the leaf, long, spiky at the edges. Got that nice glossy sheen to it. And I think I've showed you a sweet chestnut before. These are the husks of the sweet chestnut, and you will see them laying on the floor all winter. There you go, look, there's lots about, lots and lots of them laying on the floor. And this is the trunk. This is quite a young one, but you will see that the trunk has got a bark that's a bit spiral. It will spiral round the trunk as it goes up. It's not all dead straight up in the air like a lot of trees. It's definitely got a bark that spirals round. It's hard to see on this size, but if I could find one of the bigger ones I could show you. But believe me, that's what it does. The trunk, it spirals. you'll see it's like a screw going round and round all the way up on the bigger mature trees. But there you go, a lovely sweet chestnut. End of summer, autumn time, you'll see the chestnuts falling on the ground with their spiky husks, and it's just a matter of breaking them open. You'll get 3 or 4 chestnuts inside. They won't be as big as you buy in the shops because a lot of those are imported, but they are lovely edible, unlike its cousin, the horse chestnut, the conker tree, which is not an edible. So there you go, lovely chestnut tree. Look at how big this fella is, and this is only a young one. There you go. So let's see what other trees we got. And just look at this giant sweet chestnut tree. Now you can understand about the way I explained how the bark twists and turns as it goes up the tree. Don't go up straight, it's twisted, gradually rotates around the tree all the way up. There's the canopy up the top there, look. But look at that, the size of that sweet chestnut tree. That's an old tree, a very old tree. Now we've got, again, one of my top 3 in competition with the beech for who gets top place, and also the silver birch. We've got the oak tree, common oak tree, not the red oak. You can see the leaves are completely different to the red oak. Their leaves are a lot bigger, but this is a common oak, and we find lots of things under the common oak trees, lots and lots of things. And this particular tree, which is very old, as you can see, branches must be 40, 45 foot from the trunk, the end of the branches. It comes out a hell of a way. And this particular tree is where I find lots of death caps growing underneath. There's none about yet, it's a little bit too early, but this is where a lot of death caps grow. But you can see the difference. Look at the trunk of this one. So remember, the beech tree is really smooth, and this is the oak tree, look, all gnarled and old and rugged. Seen a lot of weather, winter weather. If you look up that beautiful canopy up the top there, look, with the sun shining through it. Lovely old oak tree, and fantastic. It's another one next to it, look. It's another one. We've got 2 together here. Big old oak trees, probably been here at least 150 years, probably 200. The size they are big. There's probably 3 meters round this trunk, but one of the best. Got to be in the top 3. Might be number 1, could be number 2, but we'll see. Let's see what else we can find. But that's the oak tree. That's one you really want to get to know, and it's easy to look at those leaves. You'll always recognise the oak tree once you've seen it. So let's carry on. Well, look at this beautiful great big oak tree. Isn't he amazing? Must be easily 60, 70 foot high. Very, very old. Those big old branches spreading out and going up again. There you go, look. Isn't he lovely? I'll show you this trunk. There you go, look at that wonderful old trunk. All gnarled. There we go. Look at that. How many different winters has this tree seen? It's lived through a lot. Lived through a lot of history. Look at that for a trunk. That must be at least 5 or 6 meters round, that trunk. Isn't that amazing? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. What a beautiful, beautiful oak tree. Well, look what we got here. Two beautiful, beautiful, big old silver birches. And they are the third of the top three. Silver birches. We find lots under them, especially fly agarics. They love silver birch. But I've found birch boletes, of course, growing on recreation grounds and school fields. If there's nice old silver birch trees, these are old, but not as old as some that I see. But you'll see lots of birch boletes coming up near them. There's quite a number of edibles that come up near silver birch. Quite a number. Lovely old trees, and we all know because of that white looking bark, there's no other tree that looks like it here in the UK anyway. So just keep an eye out for that lovely silvery white bark of the silver birch. So the oak, the silver birch, and of course the beech tree. My three favourites. My three most important trees. First three I learned because I knew how important they were. Everyone was telling me how many mushrooms grow near them. So let's carry on and see what else we've got. Well, there you go. That's most of my top trees, shall we say, for finding fungi. The ones I think you should try and learn before anything else. I will do a part 2, and in that I'll put some of the other trees that we find bits and pieces under, and some of the bad ones that are not so good, so that we can all learn together. So thanks guys for staying until the end. Hope it's helped some of you identify some of the trees. I know it seems silly, but there are so many people that don't really know which trees are which. But hopefully this little video's helped. And as I say, I'll do another part. I'll do a part with the ones that we can stay away from that don't really help a lot. So thanks for staying until the end, guys. Thanks for all the lovely comments we're getting on the videos. Hopefully now more things are coming up. We're going to get more videos out, which is good. So please feel free to share with your friends. Hit that big like button, hit that thumbs up button. And please, if you haven't already, try and subscribe. See if you can subscribe. Let's build the channel a bit more. So thanks guys, and try and get out there. Now we've got those lovely evenings, if the rain stays off that is, if it's not too cold. Unbelievable June. It's some people are turning their heating on. But if you do get out in the evenings or after work, don't forget, keep your eyes open.